It's me. Okay, I feel like I'm in a casting now.
Yes, yeah, outside.
I am for what? Tom, please, Mr. Brittney, tell me what are
That's not been written yet. It's probably a crime thing. We'll stay on the topic of crime.
okay. So you're casting me for what role? I'm ready.
Oh, the femme fatale, of course. Right?
Oh no, I was always the good girl, and now I'm a femme fatale already. Thank you very much for sparing these 10 minutes with Bulgaria. I don't know if you know, but here, your show is not on national TV yet. So probably, if you come to Bulgaria, no one is going to stop you on the street yet. So
Right.
you can come here to hide. Also, I watched you in a very illegal way through pirate sites because there
Oh,
I can find the seasons with you.
oh,
Uh,
great.
and
Great.
here the seasons they're airing on some channels are with your ancestor, previous the pre
James
the
Bond.
priest, yes. And I promised myself not to ask you how is to get into his shoes after the success of the show, so I'm not asking this.
You sure? And so you don't want me to answer that?
Oh, okay, if you know, it's your professional answer. Everybody's asking you. Okay, please
Oh,
do then.
well, no, of course I'll answer that. It was the most terrifying experience of my life. I mean, he's a gorgeous looking man. He's a great actor. And he was someone I was a very big fan of. And so it was a big responsibility. And a lot of people let me know that it was, whether it was people on the internet or people in real life coming up to you and being like, "Hey, big shoes to fill." But you know what? It made it more of a fun challenge. I like a challenge, and so it was exciting as well as terrifying.
The thing is, your character is totally different, so it's not that you directly went into his shoes, right?
People always fear change in general, and it's a completely different character, completely. The only similarity really is that they are both vicars who solve crime, which is quite a big similarity to have. But at the same time, the DNA of the character is completely different. But it doesn't mean that people aren't scared sometimes that it's going to change, you know, how the show works, and it doesn't.
How did the show change you though? Because I worked once at CBS, and I remember I was working in the morning show, and I remember the one of the famous huge soap operas was shot there, but it was like 25 years ago. Which one is at CBS now? Anyway, and I saw these guys going. It's like, yeah, but it's going on forever, for like years and years and years, and it has 700 episodes. But I remember these guys every morning they were going to the set as they're going to 9 to 5 job. So it is a very weird experience to be in a series. But nowadays series replace the real cinema. Actually, on HBO, Netflix, they have huge great series. I'm talking about HBO and Netflix because in Bulgaria we only get them. We don't have Amazon Prime, for example.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so many different networks now. I lose track. And you're right. Like the age of cinema isn't quite the same anymore because you've got new series that last for 10, 20 episodes, and some of them that should have maybe just been a film, and they'll stretch an idea out just to make it into a TV series.
But then
So
for you as an actor, is it how is it? How is it like an everyday job, 9 to 5?
no.
Oh, no.
I mean, when the difference between the CBS one and this is, they're shows that have like 22 episodes a series, and you really spend more time pretending to be a character than being yourself.
Mhm.
With this, we film for 3, 4 months, and it never feels like a job. Yeah, you have to I have to get up early and work all day every day for 15 hours. I get to do my dream job, and it's the best thing. I never thought that running around pretending to be a crime solving vicar would be my dream, but it is, and I'm doing it. And with the
Are
best.
you religious? Are you religious?
No, I'm not. I'm not at all. I'm very much an atheist. But
Oh, that's interesting. So
yeah,
it is real acting then. I mean, you are.
yeah, yeah. But also, I think that I can relate to his belief in some sort of moral code. I can believe in that. I think that it's the 1950s are very different to now in the way that people looked at religion. I think, and he's not like a sort of passionate zealot with the religion. He just thinks that he needs some sort of code to make himself better and other people be better. And the
Aren't
closest
you,
he find
aren't you
is
afraid as an actor that usually TV, or at least this was the cliche before, that the TV, the series put you in a certain type, a certain character that you can never escape anymore. So people will always think of you as this priest, or
yeah,
it's
of
not
course.
that long.
I've done 5 years of the series now. You know, I've been lucky to do other jobs, which is good. I've done a few other
The
series.
film with Tom Hanks.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I got to do that. I actually auditioned for Granchester when I was filming that, and then I did a film at the beginning of the year for Netflix where I play a very different character to a priest in a
A
Jamie.
bad guy.
Yeah, I potentially, yeah. I maybe play the person who's committing the crimes in a Jamie Foxx and Cameron Diaz film. So I've been lucky in that.
How is it called?
It's called Back in Action.
Back in Action. When are we expecting it?
I don't know. Jamie Foxx is very unwell at the moment. He's been in hospital for like months now. So I think they finished it, but maybe next year if he's okay.
But you said in one of your interviews that actually the real star on your set is the dog.
Ah,
That
yeah.
he's the diva.
Oh,
Um,
100%. He's got much better actually from the first series because he's been the same dog since the beginning. Like he is really called Dickens in real life. He is the real puppy Dickens from I think the first or second series. And he's been in it, now for 8 years, 8 series. He was a massive diva in series 4. If you didn't have enough sausages to hand, you're not going to get Dickens to work. It's kind of still the same, but he's a lot better.
So you're buying him every time with sausages, but
I've got a pocket full of sausages if there's ever a scene with me and Dickens, I am absolutely covered in hidden sausages everywhere.
English theater and cinema is so respected here in Bulgaria. Although we were taught through Stanislavski's method, which is actually Lee Strasberg's method as well. And I wanted to ask you, what method did you study in your acting school?
We studied them. We studied them all. Meisner, Stanislavski was a big one. I prefer Stanislavski, I think, because it's the way that I sort of break down characters with objectives and obstacles and actions. I mean, for the record, I hated drama school. I
Why?
really hated it because I think that people, you need to be able to teach someone how to act. You need some method behind the madness of it all. But I think also I think drama school can sometimes try and get rid of any madness, anything that's unique about you. They always, I think, schools they just want to turn out cookie cutter kind of actors.
It's also to be chosen. I'm also an actress, but I've been doing for 20 years television shows, and I know how hard it is to be chosen every time. And that's maybe why you say that you want to get into directing at some point.
Yeah, I mean, when I was at college, I studied acting and also filmmaking before I went to drama school. And so it was always my plan. Like I always loved just movies in general, the whole world of it. It wasn't just being an actor; it was making them. It was
Whose movies? Whose movies?
Oh, I mean, Spielberg, Sam Mendes. I mean, in terms of actors, I mean, one of my favorite films is Hook with Robin Williams. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it was just that magical world that Spielberg is incredible at creating these fantastical worlds like Jurassic Park, things that you can't see in real life, but then also very human films. I just loved films from the 90s, and you know, I think there was a lot more experimentation in the way that films were made, and they just told stories that stay with us for life. But that's also nostalgia. But I think directing, it gives me some control over my future. I think you're not waiting for someone to give you a job. You can maybe create your own work, and so that was definitely a big part of it. But the experience from being a director and actor is so different that I would always want to do both, I think, and producing, just always being part of that world.
I wanted to ask you about your mother's criminal plays, if she has some, because yesterday I saw a wonderful site to make a criminal play at, and I was thinking, is there a beautiful criminal play for like 6 actors? And there we are. And I'm using this interview to ask you, can you suggest me a good criminal, like a Cluedo, a plot but for 5, 6 actors?
What, do I have to come up with the plot or one that exists?
Oh, you want to, you can write it for us if you want.
I'm trying to think of a criminal
We'll
play.
invite you to be of course, in the leading role as well as the director of the play. But if you don't have time, maybe there is an existing one.
Well, I think, I can't think of a one off the top of my head. I'd probably accidentally steal something from Granchester and I get sued. I think, I'm trying to think of one. They had Woman in Black, which was like a crime and a scary one that was on the West End.
It was cool.
Yeah, I've never seen it, but I heard it was very good. Do you know what? I haven't seen enough criminal plays, crime-based plays.
They're none. They don't exist.
I think you need to write one then. I think you need to go and find this.
Yeah. But if you come to Bulgaria, do you know anything about us? I mean, we don't know about Granchester, but
no, yeah. Tell me more. I'd love to.
It's the little now Balkan Hollywood here. We have this huge cinema studio
here in Bulgaria.
Sorry, New Buyana film studios are here, so a lot of Hollywood movies are made here because it's much cheaper.
Been one where I've auditioned and there'll be films in Bulgaria, films in Romania, but films in Bulgaria, and I've heard really good things from friends. Really?
How did you get cast for Granchester?
I did an audition for it when I was filming. I was doing a film with Tom Hanks many years ago, and I did an audition. I thought that Will Davenport was the murderer of the episode, and it turns out he was the new priest. And then I met Robson Green, and we got along so well in our chemistry audition that they cast me, and that was 5 years ago.
And they did well that they cast you. It's a very good hit, but here, the castings are not that transparent. You cannot go to castings. If you come to live in Bulgaria, you'll have trouble with that.
No, don't. Well, I'll try and keep doing well in the British market before I try.
Right, that's what I suggest. But thank you very much for your time. Because your Caroline here is saying that the time is over. I want to talk forever, but it was very, very, very pleasant. Thank you very much. We're looking forward to your new roles, new films, and we hope to this TV that's airing in Granchester here to get to your episodes now, because it's airing the first seasons. And you're wonderful, and that's such a well-written, exquisite, well-shot, chic criminal film. We miss those. Our Bulgarian series now are just trying their way. We're making experiments in this field, not very successful so far, but in cinema we have some good films.
I have heard. I will try and explore more Bulgarian cinema, but I hope that the series goes down well.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
We'll meet you live at some point.
I'm sure we will. Well, lovely to meet you. And thank you for all the questions. It was great.
Ciao, ciao.